everybody. I'm doing a 15-minute session for a client. I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today, and thank you very much for sharing with us here on YouTube. I'm going to read your goals out loud and we'll get started. So you say, it's really hard to decide what to ask for. So I'd like a past life reading or a chakra healing, or to meet my spirit or angel guides, or anything else that can impact my life in a bright new way. Thank you. All right, we're going to keep it open. Past life, chakras, spirit, angel guides, anything else. And who knows, maybe we can tap into something of all of these. I don't know yet. I'm going to relax and let's see what comes up here. Okay, right now there's just, I experience these wavy lines, okay? Like wavy lines. And the lines themselves are like black, really thick, and then purple. And going diagonally, okay, up. And as it goes diagonally up, I see a bright white star. And what's interesting is it appears that it's going towards the star, but now I'm noticing that what feels like it's going out is actually coming in. This makes you nervous because the star, they say, is a mirror. It looks like a star, but don't let it fool you. It's a vast mirror. Oh man, imagine if all the stars in our sky are just vast mirrors. I guarantee any NASA scientist is going to say, no, they're actually what we say. They really are stars, these balls of energy, etc. But what if truly they are also vast mirrors? Like, what if we add that into the equation of what we know so that we can expand and think of them in new ways? You know what I mean? So it's a vast mirror. This makes you uncomfortable. I'm trying to understand why, because what's going out is actually coming back, and what comes back makes you uncomfortable. What goes out makes you feel comfortable. What comes back makes you uncomfortable. It makes you so uncomfortable you're actually hiding from it. So they want me to work on your heart because your heart is rejecting the reflection. So what you send out, you don't want coming back. But what you send out is good. Don't you want that good to come back to you? It's not like you're sending out HE double hockey stick. You're actually sending out good vibes. And you don't want the mirror to reflect the good vibes back? Why? Okay. We're going to try this because I feel there is a past life we could look at, or parallel or future life. There's something we can look at here that can open your heart and help us help you in the soul level have a new relationship with what this is about. But okay, they're saying to just slow down for a moment here. Your heart chakra has a dome over it. It looks like a city with a dome. You're really angry about the city with the dome. You're so angry about it. And I see there's memory of you inside the city in the dome, and memory of you outside the city with the dome. When you're outside the city with the dome, you look to the dome and the city, and you feel like those who live in the city are basically pompous jerks that have access to everything, and you live in this gray, ashy nomad's land. When you live in the city with the dome, life feels quite mundane. It feels unfulfilling. It feels tiring. It feels like gray buildings and gray sidewalks. It feels gray whether you're outside of the city or you're inside the city. It feels gray no matter where you are. It feels gray. We need to go back to the anger itself. This is where the light, the mirror that wants to return to you, you have to let this in. Otherwise, your life is going to feel gray and like you're in no man's land. And it will feel lifeless without anything growing at all. And you yourself will not feel like you are growing either. This is important. And they call it life or death. And they show me that life is letting the reflection in. Death can be like feeling like you died and your life is not fulfilling. Okay? There's more anger that comes out. I understand why you don't know how to let the reflection back, because it's almost like so much time has passed where your survival instinct and how you get through each and every day is what you put out. And almost like the tide is turning, it's like times they are a changing, I feel that as the tide turns, that the reflection that comes back is the way that you will be living now. And that will feel unfamiliar, because what you've known is what you put out, not what you get in return. Is now what life will be about, is what you get in return. And you're saying no, because you don't know how to exist with life as what you get in return. I see vultures are eating you alive, and they're eating specifically at your heart. And your heart is exposed. And there's no protection. And your heart is being eaten. And you say, I exist nowhere. Even here I see you exist with these vultures, but I know what you mean when you say that I exist nowhere. It's not actually the truth. You do exist here with the vultures, so you do exist somewhere. How about I exist nowhere I want to be? We gotta change that. But you cry and you say, this is what comes back. This is what I get. Okay. We're gonna just try this. It's gonna be really annoying because it's turning everything in reverse, and your energy is already going in a direction, and now it's gonna go in the totally opposite direction. So we're going to say, I exist everywhere I want to be. And you start screaming because you're sick of liars. That's what you say. I exist everywhere I want to be. And I start to see gravity is crushing you like a big foot, and your body squishes out everywhere. It doesn't crush the vultures, it just crushes you. I exist everywhere I want to be. And now I see a big hammer coming out like Thor's hammer, and it's the size of planet Earth, and it just crushes you. It just slams right down on you after you're already been squashed by this big foot. It's like of gravity, right? And now the hammer comes down, and it's like there's really nothing left of you. It only attacks you. You're the center of all of this attention, all of this painful attention. You're number one. And I see the earth swallows you inside of herself. Mother Earth. And you scream and you cry at her and you say, nobody loves me. And you cry and you cry and you cry. She says you just need time, that's all. You just need time. Literally, I'm supposed to tell you that you are, okay, energies are moving forward and they're moving backward all the time. Like our energies are flowing in a circulation, okay? Things can go this way and that way at the same time, okay? But your relationship with things going this way is your connection to understanding. Psychologically, you understand this. My life is going this way, but your life is also going the other way too, okay? You don't know how to blend this way and that way together as one flow, circulation. So what you put to the mirror doesn't reflect anything back to you. That's just this way, okay? But you're learning how to adapt to this way and that way. The mirror reflecting back, you're part of that reflection as well. So give and receive, flow. And because you're growing and expanding, you've learned everything you need to learn. That's why this shift is taking place for you, okay? For whatever reason, it's showing me that you were on the path of this way, and now you've learned what you need to learn from this way, and the energies are changing. And you are going to go this way and that way, but you will translate it as always having been this way and never that way. Okay? You following me? And so Mother Earth pulling you in is bringing you into an incubation state where it's almost like you need some separation from everything of this ways or that ways. Mirrors, give and receive. It's kind of like an incubation space where you can be like reborn, you know? No real thought, no real feeling about one way or another way. Or flow, because you need some time to just incubate, because you will be in the flow, and the goal, your guides and angels and everybody are part of the goal of you getting to rejoice in this life. That something got quite barren, barren to the point that it felt hopeless or helpless, and it was going to always be gray because the balance of giving and receiving wasn't there. And so your familiarity with receiving isn't there, but that's part of the flow, so it is there. Perhaps your life is meant to understand this, and now it's meant to understand it differently. So how are you to catch up with the new way yet? Mother Earth is going to bring you into this incubation state. So you're in the heart of the planet, okay? And she says, just let me in. Just let me help you. And I feel like this vibration in your heart, and you're just so hurt inside. That letting Mother Earth help you makes you angry too. And you say, okay, and you just cry and cry, like, how am I to believe in anything? It's creating pessimism. I say, is there a lifetime that we could share with you? They say they want to make sure that we're healing your heart, you're understanding the mirror, the star, the mirror that is bringing what you've put out is coming back. And that to be in the flow is going to give you a beautiful life. And that is what your guides and angels, higher self, all that is on board with you having access to this, okay? And it's okay to be pulled into the heart of the earth and go through an incubation phase so that you can adapt to the way things are changing, okay? The way things are changing is really good for you. It's actually like you won the lottery. But if your pessimism remains, you may stay gray. And we want to get you to the place where you can feel the flow. So let the love in, okay? Because that's part of the reflection that you've put out, you can now receive. Let the love in, okay? Now, let me see. Any lifetimes? The pessimism is in the way again. And you actually say, I want a life where I can prove that nothing ever works out for me. That's what you say. So we're going to work with, I want a life where I see that, where I can understand. Okay, they're trying to fill in the blanks here. We're not going to define it. We're still working on getting to it. Don't be in the way of this lifetime. Let's not try to understand it. Let's just let it be. This one's pretty vulnerable for you. It's actually really beautiful. I'm actually like, send it in, send it in. No, like, curse you, lifetime. Let the goodness in. No. As Mother Earth is like trying to hold this calicky baby. I get it. I get it. That's what it takes to shift gears, you know? It's what it takes to get to the next level of knowing life and yourself in that life and how it challenges us. I mean, we're just human beings trying to survive these ever-going changes, you know? All I can tell you is it's really, it looks like a pearl. And it's like a baby blue color, but it's iridescent, has rainbow in it. It's to be let into your heart. It's so huge. It would take up the whole sky to see it. If you were to look up and you would see this whole thing. All like it was almost like surrounding the earth, but it was just so big you couldn't see any other way. It's just everywhere in the sky. And it actually is helping you open your heart and you're starting to breathe differently. I know why it's not definable, because it doesn't work with anything familiar to us. There's no familiar beings, there's no scholars, there's no identifiers, there's no definitions, there's no labeling here. So without the labels, we can't determine or judge, right? So it's like natural for us to judge in order to understand, in order to decide whether we feel comfortable with that or not comfortable with that. But this is a something, okay? Big, vast something, and this is familiar to your soul. I want to call it your family that you felt was never there for you. I mean, that feels like family. You know, the feeling of, and then I came to Earth and I felt like I was abandoned here. I felt alone and nobody gets me. I struggle with friendships or to be understood and on and on. A lot of people in our neck of the woods can relate to feeling that way because we experience love and information and connection differently. And we just want to share that, and not everybody's ready for that. So we feel like outsiders. And this is like, you were never abandoned here, and your family is here, and let your family help you. And yet you're angry at them because they should have helped you and they didn't. So why are you supposed to let them help you now? Thing is, they were helping you get through your life. It just was hard. They want to help you get to this next part. It's almost like your life is getting to the next, it's like part 2 or something of the story, or part 3, or I mean, it's getting to the next part of the story. And they want to help you get there. You didn't die before you got there. You're still alive, and they want you to feel alive inside, like life is truly worth living as it always has been. It just causes us to sometimes feel too long of a separation from good flowing energy, you know, good flowing, freeing sensations. And the big baby blue energy is getting closer. And now we're inside of it. This has to do with guides, soulmates, angels, like master teachers. This has to do with, this is like a whole community of loving beings that love you, okay? They seem so uniquely different. There's so much variety here. There's not just one type of race of beings. It's so much ridiculous variety. I don't even know how they all, it's like an oddball family. There's just so many oddballs in here, but they're so unique in what they represent and how they're impacted by you are wanting to impact your life and help you. And you say, okay, how do I let them help me? You say, I've already made some profound strides here. You instantly fall asleep. It's interesting because we're looking at in the earth and then we're looking at in the sky, and it kind of reminds me of the earth star chakra and the soul star chakra. Like you're being held in the arms of Mother Earth, like an earth star chakra concept, and then you're being held in the sky by all your loving soul family, right? And it's like a soul star chakra energy. And they're helping you to balance your relationship with Earth and your Earth life. So I'm going to see you grounded and solid on Earth, connected with your Earth and soul star chakras. All right, that's all I can share. This was fun. Thank you very much. There's some major energy work in here, some major messages. This is really going to help you out. I just know it will. Thank you everybody also for watching, for your love and support of my clients. I hope you all have a wonderful day.